Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive guard John Molchon, but I'm not alone in this video today because joining me is the man himself, John Molchon. John, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. I'm here in Las Vegas with the family. It's been a while, so I'm really enjoying their company.
Right on. Now, John, the first thing I gotta say is it John Molchon or John Molchon?
Molchon.
Molchon. Okay, John Molchon. Okay.
It's if I'm not French, but if you were saying Molchon,
Right. Ooh.
that's just a quick way to learn it. But I'm not French, so
Okay.
But that's just a quick way.
John Molchon. Okay, nice. I like that, man. I like that. That's sick. Well, John, I do want to thank you for being on here. It means a lot. I appreciate taking the time here to sit down here and have this interview with me, man. It really does mean the world.
Oh, it's awesome. This is a great setting. I like what you got going on.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
all the stuff.
Right on, man. Appreciate that. Now, John, before we get started, for everybody watching this video, I do want to say that this interview is in part to help show support and awareness for the Mark 1014 program with Faith Lutheran Middle School and High School. It is where John went to school. And what it is it is a program that helps special needs students with their education, with extracurricular activities, helping them interact with non-special needs students, and then just overall instilling in them, strong Christian values. So, John, we actually just mentioned this, talked about this a little bit before the interview. Just briefly here, what does that program mean to you?
So growing up throughout Faith Lutheran, I started middle school all the way up into high school. I kind of saw the birth of this program, and I didn't know at the time how valuable it would not only be for those students, but for myself. I mean, a lot of the people that I graduated with were a part of that program, and they've helped grow me in crazy ways. It's just, especially looking back on it, you don't appreciate it in the moment, but whether that's former players, like teammates, also in the classroom, being able to be around them and not only help them, but they help me they bring the great vibe. And I just think that, they're certainly special and certainly important. And it's just amazing to see what the program has done as far as education and also providing a bridge into college at UNLV. It's just super empowering. And I'm just so privileged to be a small piece to help that.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. Obviously doing the research here before we were able to sit down here with this interview, like I just mentioned to you a second ago, I like all the points that this program works to do, helping the special needs students, instilling strong Christian values, so those are all things that I like to support, so I'm more than happy to raise awareness and show support. For everybody who is watching this video, I will leave a link to the program down in the comment section below. It should be the pinned comment. Also with the contact information if you guys want to show support. I will be showing support for this program. So, yeah, John, with that being said...
One quick thing.
Sure.
One quick thing. I want to give a shout out to Clayton, Bailey, Alex, and Billy. Those are class of 2015 grads, a part of the program, and they're the ambassadors of it. So I do want to give them a shout out when they get a chance to see this.
Right on. There you go. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you for the work that you do with the program. It means the world, So, John, with that being said, let's start getting into some of these questions. First thing I do want to say is the Mustache Game is strong, okay? It is. And I remember whenever you first joined the team, I was reading an article, and you know how they do where they show a picture of you whenever you first joined the team. And man, that Mustache Game, whenever you took that photo, whenever you joined the team, phenomenal. And then, you had the strong mullet game. I just wanted to get that, right off the bat, man.
Yeah, I mean, it really all started in college. We used to always play around in August, fall camp. You don't see anyone, so it's like, let's go crazy. Let's look weird. Right. So we did the mustache, and that specifically that senior year, we did the mustache, but I kept the mustache, and it led us to a championship, and God was good there. And then all of a sudden, I got invited to the NFLPA game. And that was a great experience. Still had the mustache. And then I got the combine invite. I got to perform at that level. And I had a blast. And it was an amazing experience. And I still had that mustache. I was like, let's let it ride. Let's let this thing continue. And this whole season and this whole year has been a blessing to me, despite COVID and a lot of those negative things. It's been a blessing. But I've always had that mustache, so I just figured I keep the trend going.
You know what I thought about, man, was, at the Jaguars, they have Minshew mania, Molchon mania. That's what I'm saying, man.
He's got that good look. He's got that little extra piece right there.
Yeah, that's true. He does. But, hey, Bucs have their own Molchon mania, man. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But John, so getting into the first question here, I've been asking a lot of people this question, from Bucs fans, to some media people. But I just want to ask you right off the bat. You guys just came off of winning a Super Bowl champion, John Molchon. What does that Super Bowl win mean to you?
Just childhood dreams. I mean, it's huge, and I still think it's sinking in every day. Whether I see like a piece of memorabilia that I got from the fam or the team, whether I see my jersey, I see the jumpsuit that I got. I know when I see that ring, it's still sinking in, and I think it really shows the kind of guys that we had in the locker room and the kind of leadership we had in the front office and coaches. And it just is a dream since I was a child. And it is just, I've been poured in with blessings. And there's really no words to describe it. And it was just such an amazing year, and it's a privilege to be a part of it.
Absolutely, man. Just from like the fan perspective, a team that hadn't been to the playoffs in 13 years, hadn't won a playoff game since their last Super Bowl win. Everybody's thoughts and opinions that I've been getting, it's all been the same thing, where it's like, this doesn't feel real, where it's just like, wow, like that actually just happened, so to get that same perspective from you, John. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, man. Just the childhood dream of just kind of like, wow, this actually happened, Yeah.
And I will say, when I joined this team, I did not come in with that memory of the previous records. I truly did come in like fully believing that this team was special. Mm-hmm. And I was blessed in a way that I was undrafted, and I had an option to go places, and I knew that this was the place, and I knew that Jason Light and the entire staff had a plan, and I had full trust in that. And it is amazing to see the plan flow the way I knew it would. Yeah,
I feel you, man. I feel you. So obviously with the Super Bowl win, there comes a Super Bowl celebration. Now, I already saw on your Instagram, you were at the boat party, right? Or boat parade, rather, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody from the team was there. I unfortunately did not get to go. I worked that day, but just from your perspective, what was that parade like? Who did you hang out with? And do you have any really kind of funny stories relating to that parade? Because from what I saw, it was phenomenal.
Oh, it was phenomenal. And not to mention, we didn't know this was going to happen until the night before, or something like that. So the strings pulled, and like just how crazy it took to get that schedule together is beyond me. And it was such an amazing event, and with such little notice and such little planning. And I was paired up with all the offensive linemen, and just like we were a squad in this yacht, and it was so much fun. We all just paddled in the front, just hanging out. I'd say like funny moments was every 3 minutes, some guy would come down and yell at Tristan and Jensen to get off the front of the boat so that they can see and they could sail the boat properly. But we were so excited,
right,
that we were dancing, we were screaming, talking to the JPP, Donovan,
right,
all the guys in the other boat, and then all of a sudden the yacht to the right of us, we got Vita and all the D linemen up there, and they're tossing drinks up to them, and it was back and forth, just so much fun. I think by far the highlights, and we all just enjoyed the moment, and it was just great seeing all the fans. And shoot, I never thought the parade would be on water. So
right,
that's just me from Vegas.
That was something I heard a couple of players talk about where they're like, never thought we'd have a boat parade, you know, like
yeah, like when I heard boat parade, I'm thinking like, oh, they call it boats and we're on the street. I seriously thought that.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden we get to the water, I'm like, oh, dude, this is really real.
Yeah.
We're really doing this. So
and the turnout was phenomenal. I was kind of like you, you know, the fans had also not gotten the news until the night before, so everybody was like, oh, you know, there's probably not going to be that big of a turnout, you know. But
yeah, we're in this together.
Right. It was huge. The turnout was amazing, you know.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That is hilarious though that Jensen and Werps were on the front of the boat and the guy driving the boat.
They're too excited. You couldn't get them off.
Well, I mean, geez, I don't blame, you know, obviously, you know. That would have been horrible though.
And then also Tristan lost his voice like at the start of the event because he was yelling like "Go Bucs" and like getting the crowd going.
Yeah,
like the guy is awesome.
Oh, dude, that's phenomenal, man. Well, that definitely sounds like a pretty good time. Did you guys end up doing anything after the parade, kind of just as a team to celebrate?
When we finished the actual route, we ended up being on stage. That was a blast in its own. I mean, we just took the stage and just we're having a blast taking it all in, taking photos, just really hanging out, and it really felt like a good place to meet up and finish. But after that, I went home and I rested up. So
I was gonna say the best part about that Super Bowl win was you guys didn't even have to fly home. You could just drive home. You know what I mean?
Unreal.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like it was just
it's those things you don't really think about. It just happened, but like when you really like sit back and think about it, it was perfect. It's a perfect situation.
Yeah, so like after the win, you're just like, oh, okay, well that was phenomenal. I guess we'll just drive home now.
Right? Like you don't get on a plane. It's just different, you know.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's never, you know, that was the first time it had ever been done, you know, in NFL history, man. So that's just phenomenal in of itself. But you know, John, as you said earlier, you did come into the league undrafted this year. You just wrapped up your first year in the league. Kind of talk to me about how you feel about your first year in the NFL and how you progressed as a player.
Yeah, so I came in, just wanted to compete, and that was my only goal, was just compete and have fun. And I think the biggest thing as far as a development standpoint was just a mental, like more of a professional, like mental. I knew what it kind of looked like, but not officially. You know, seeing guys like Tom Brady, and Dominican Sue, all the guys in the OLine room, you know, just handle their business every day, I think has given me a ton of value as far as, you know, how I should handle myself, how important it is to take care of your body. But just seeing that firsthand is just different than just talking about it. Obviously, as far as like the tools on the football field, I was able to learn a lot through Coach Gilbert and Goody. I was able to learn a lot through trying to emulate myself with the guys in our offensive line room. I learned a lot working with the starting defensive line, just kind of sharpening those tools in that aspect. But I would say just every day learning how to be more like a professional, more like a vet, a true vet, like the guys that I'm around.
I gotcha. I feel ya. You did say something about nutrition. I have to ask because it's been killing me for months. Have any of you guys on the team tried the TB12 method?
I'm not sure. I promise you guys have. I have not yet, but shoot, I'll definitely do it.
Right? You'll end up playing until you're 45, man.
Yes.
Here on the channel, I did a challenge where I tried it for a week. And it was fine. You know, it was good. I felt better after the week was up, but man, it takes next level dedication. You know what I mean? So I would definitely recommend it. You know, I think that it's a very strong method. John, so you did just talk about learning from the offensive line and some of your teammates. Are there any players along that offensive line who have served as mentors for you throughout your first season this year?
So to be truly honest with you, everyone has given me a nugget of special information, whether that's like how do you handle yourself, whether that's like technique stuff with Ali, Kappa, just like vets talking to a rookie, just
Right.
giving them the rundown on like what a schedule looks like what, like how does practice look like.
Hmm.
A big spiritual leader and mentor for me was Josh Wells.
Okay.
He played a big role in that. I love that guy to death, and
Mm-hmm.
he's a tremendous man. And but truly, all the guys have given me something special in that room, and it's really fun to watch them go out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Also speaking on Josh Wells a little bit too, he is one of the more. Is he the most senior member along this offensive line? It'd either be him or Jensen, I believe, at this
Yeah,
point.
AQ as well.
Yeah, and AQ, right? Who he's now part of the coaching staff for the Bucs now.
Yeah,
Um, so it was a situation where everybody was just kind of working together to help you out throughout your first year
yeah.
in different
The
ways.
guys were great.
Yeah.
The guys were phenomenal. They took me under their wing, and I learned a ton from them, and I really do appreciate them.
That's awesome. And you did mention this earlier, Coach Gilbert and Coach Goody. They've actually been getting a lot of praise now that the season's ended, especially for this playoff run you guys went on. I've seen a lot of people actually name the entirety of the offensive line, the MVPs throughout the second half of this regular season and in the playoffs due to all the work that they've been able to do. For Coach Gilbert and Coach Goody, how has that relationship with them been throughout your first year, and how have they helped you even more so?
Yeah, and they deserve all that. And I think my only workout before the draft was with Coach Gilbert, and he worked my tail off. I only got a 20-minute workout because we were planning to see him in Boise. Mm-hmm. So my best friend Ezra Cleveland and myself can do a more thorough workout. But that's when COVID was really kind of breaking news at the time.
Right.
And I got to work with him on like the chalkboard and just talk ball. And so that was my first interaction. And then Coach Goody, it was right after the draft. I got to get to know him. And honestly, since I've shown up, they've been an amazing pair and just amazing bunch of coaches. Because Gilbert, I learned a lot about tackle from him. And then Goody is the interior guy. And just the amount of information I had to and I got to soak up was just amazing. It was so much information. And every rep, there's something you could do better at. And there's something that you could have performed a little bit better. And it's those things that you just kind of write down and you just try to absorb it as much as possible. That training camp was big for me. Mm-hmm. I had a blast in it, not only competing, but just learning. I learned a ton. And then throughout that season, being able to stay in tune with the playbook and to stay in tune with the game plan, just learning not only like how to just play the game, but how to utilize the game plan with the guys you're going against with your technique. So it's just they're the whole package.
I feel you. That's awesome. By the way, I did not know that you'd worked out with Coach Gilbert before the draft. That's a really nice. Right, that's a great connection there. Now that you end up playing for him again, and I like the versatility, man. You can play inside and outside. That's phenomenal. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So John, now we're going into the off season. What are your plans for this off season in terms of settling back into like that workflow and after this celebratory Super Bowl week, maybe week and a half, however long it you guys are going to celebrate here, what are your plans for kind of settling back in and getting back to work?
Yeah, I'm excited to get back to work. Just talk to the agent. I am training in Vegas, so I'll be heading for a small vacation up in Utah.
Okay.
And then I'll be back ready to train. And I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I'm antsy. I can't wait to just get back in the gym, see the guys that I was previously training with, and just kind of get the body back into shape. And that's the best part. I'm trying to get back into the gym, so I'm not too far off from where I was previously after the Super Bowl. And just kind of, I can't wait. I love the gym. I love this time to grow. It's really nice to have this opportunity to kind of work on things and kind of sit back and see what you can get better at.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. It's been so interesting too, because there's just in the fan base, after, right, like literally, I believe the day after the Super Bowl, it was this mindset of, okay, well, now we got all this stuff we got to worry about. And, you know, I know there's this other half of the argument that just says, guys, let's just relax and celebrate this Super Bowl win, you know?
Yeah.
You got to take the appropriate amount of time to soak all that in, you know, and get as much celebrating as you can in. And then you say, okay, now it's back to work, you know?
100%. I think for me, the celebrating as far as like the partying, as far as that, like that's all done. It's I think the biggest thing when I say celebrating, it's just getting to see my family,
right?
Especially you know, with COVID, and we made the choice to just kind of I'll take care of the season, focus up, finish, and then I'll get to see them. Mm-hmm. And I think like what I mean by celebrating, it's mostly just like seeing the people I love and just kind of spending some time with them. Not really going out, being crazy like that.
Just taking like a deep breath and relaxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For as stressful as 2020 has been for a laundry list of reasons, you know, mm-hmm. It must feel phenomenal not only to know that you're a Super Bowl champion now and get that ring eventually, but also to be able to go home and finally relax with your family, you know?
Exactly. Just those things, simple things.
Yeah, it's something like you wouldn't even think about, you know, prior to this 2020 year, and then you're like, oh man, this is going to be great just to hang out. You know what I mean? Now, John, second to last question here. So you spent the entire year on the practice squad. There was some roster maneuvering whenever you were on the injured reserve. They had waived you for that for maybe like a couple of days and then brought you back. Kind of talk about that experience of being on the practice squad for the whole year. Were there any special relationships or connections that you made with any of the other practice squad guys or any of the other players that were working with the practice squad?
Yeah, I would say we all became really close, especially since we started traveling to away games as a group. And, you know, whether that's the D-line P squad guys or the DBs, receivers, even my fellow lineman buddies when they're apart. I think we just kicked it off, and we knew that we were grinding together and for a good cause. And I just think going out there and just doing your part and just, you know, trying to do the best you can to give the guys what they need is just as important. And we really took that on, and we had fun with it.
Gotcha. Are there any interesting or fun stories about any of the practices with the practice squad guys, or I guess anybody who I guess jumped off the page to you as just really killing it out there in practice?
I would say a lot of guys just like they had their day, you know, like whether that be like the receivers, like just catching balls against the defense, or whether that's Benning, Khalil, Kobe, any of the D linemen giving some good work to the offensive linemen, or whether that be, you know, Nick, myself, or like really all of us. We've had those days where we're feeling really good. But I think the biggest thing is how consistent we were in giving the appropriate looks. And I think that was the most important part. As long as we were able to replicate the team that we're going against, that was a big win for us.
I feel you. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So the quarterback for the practice squad, would it rotate out, or would it usually just be like Ryan Griffin or whoever else would? I know Josh Rosen was on the practice squad for a little bit.
It was like a day rotation. So sometimes we'd get a little bit of Lane, a little bit of Griff. And then typically for the first half of the season, Josh would take like the Fridays, Saturdays. But it just kind of evolved. I don't know how that works, honestly. As when I would play center, I just kind of look back, see who it is. So
you go, all right.
I feel like that's more their deal. They take care of that sort of thing.
Right. Just kind of look back. Hey, good to see you, man. You know.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, John. So last question I have for you, and there is a story behind this. This actually comes from Gabby. What's your favorite celebratory food after a win?
After a win, it's got to be like something pasta. So I was born in Jersey. Okay. So I really like pasta. Mostly pizza. I like mushrooms on my pizza. Okay. So I guess after, like, there won't just be pizza there, you know. So, but that would have to be my go-to. Is like a good slice of a mushroom cheese pizza.
I feel you. That's awesome, man. So either pasta or pizza.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel you.
Burgers are right there also.
True.
I do like my pizza.
The reason I ask, we have an ongoing gag here on the YouTube channel. So every week I will do live streams where I react to the entire game. Okay, and we watch the entire game together. Obviously, I can't show the game because, you know, copyright stuff. But have you ever been to Miller's Ale House here in Florida?
I have not. See, since COVID, I really know my apartment, the facility, and the aquarium.
Yeah, so there's a restaurant here called Miller's Ale House. Phenomenal, right? And there's a dish you can get there called a Zinger Mountain Melt. And what it is it's chicken tenders tossed in barbecue sauce with ranch, cheese, chives, French fries, bacon, and that's basically the whole package, right?
Whoa!
It's a beast. Next time you're or whenever you come back to Florida, man, you got to go to Miller's and get it. Not the healthiest thing, but it's phenomenal. Yeah. And we had this ongoing joke on the channel where I edited a photo where Tom was throwing a pass in a Bucs uniform and he had the ball out like this, and I photoshopped a Zinger Mountain Melt onto his hand, and we were undefeated ever since I made that photo. We did not lose a game. So I want to show you something. As a we did a giveaway here on the channel where we had a giant canvas made of Tom holding it.
That is awesome.
So now next time, whenever we get started here with more live streaming on the channel, John, I've got to find a photo of you with a hand up or something, because now we've just been putting them on a ton of players. We've got Ronald Jones with one. I think JPP had one. Shaq had one. So I'm just trying to get as many people holding a Zinger Mountain out as possible, man.
That's golden.
Right? And, like, they don't sponsor me or anything. Hey.
Yeah, they need to, though.
Right? Yeah, but it was just hilarious because, like, that's usually my go-to victory meal. And after every game, I'd go, hey, guys, we're going to Miller's, you know? And it was just hilarious, man. That's so, yeah, that was just the funny story behind that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. But, John, thank you so much for this interview, man. This has been phenomenal, dude. You're such a like a personable guy. You know what I mean? Like this has been phenomenal, man. So before we go ahead and end off this interview here, man, do you have anything you want to plug? I know we talked about the Mark 1014 program, but is there anything else? Like, I will be posting your social medias down in the comments section below. But is there anything else you kind of want to shout out in terms of programs or people or anything like that?
Not off the top of my head, besides my family.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, Jack, Rory, Bridget, Celia, my mom, Elizabeth, my dad, John, and Grandma Valley. And then I also shout out to my pet snake, Delilah.
Pet snake Delilah?
Mm-hmm.
That's phenomenal, man. That's sick. Next time I have you on here, we got to see the pet snake, man.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. What do you guys think about all the topics we talked about? Let us know down in the comments section below. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.
Go Bucs, baby. Appreciate you.